Alright, Daniel, I just want you to think with me for a second.
I'll try.
Somewhere in the multiverse, there's a Daniel that has superpowers.
What kind of superpowers? Any?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
You get to pick.
All right.
Somewhere they have the powers you're looking for.
If
that was actually you, what would you do?
Let's just make it simple and say if you had the powers of Superman. So
fine, we can do Superman.
Superman's powers, because he's about as OP as you can get.
I feel like they made a movie about this.
Right.
It's called
Bright. Yeah. A lot of people.
Boys.
A lot of people think that they.
Smallville.
Superman.
Superman Returns.
Superman 3
Man
with
of
Richard
Steel.
Pryor.
That one with Kevin Spacey.
Oh, the one with Kevin Spacey. Superman Returns.
Oh yeah. That is that one.
So yeah, I think a lot of people want to say that they'd be a superhero, but I don't think they would be.
Would you be a superhero?
No, I would not.
Why not?
I mean, you can go with great power comes great responsibility, but no.
Yeah.
But no. Like honestly, it would probably be more trouble than it's worth. Like if you have a conscience and you're a normal person, you start getting involved. You get to decide who lives and who dies. You can't save everybody.
Yeah.
Attitude. You're gonna tear stuff up. The government, like people are crazy. So you're either gonna have like people worshiping you.
It's
like
either gonna be like Spider-Man with J. Jonah Jameson. That's gonna be Alex Jones. Nobody asks why he pays this much money in property damages.
I just
see the saved orphan.
Yeah, you saved one orphan and did $30 million worth of damage. I mean, I just think it would end up being bad, and you always have to worry about the government trying to figure out a way to either A, control you, or B, if they can't control you, kill you.
Yeah.
And even if they are controlling you, they're still working on backup plan to kill you.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like...
Or they're just going to throw you under the bus.
Oh, yeah. And, like, the way stories get manipulated, and they don't even try to manipulate some stories, like, sometimes stuff just gets twisted and they don't know the truth.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how a lot of people are going to be. Like, you'll either be hated or loved or both. And, like, it would be so hard on most people just thinking, oh, man, no matter what I do, everybody just hates me. Or, I can never do enough.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of stress. And then the scary part is, what if you're broke? Because, like, you're not showing people you have powers, and you've got a bill to pay, and you've got nothing, and you're in the bank, and nobody can stop you from getting the money. Put on a mask, bust in, they would have no clue who did it.
I mean,
I'm just saying
where people have superpowers.
Well, we're just saying you're the only one with superpowers.
Yeah. Well, Superman doesn't wear a mask.
No. Nobody can stop Superman now. And glasses.
I don't know if glasses would disguise you.
Glasses would definitely disguise
let's see
me.
it. See it.
I am Daniel, mild-mannered, everyday nerd. See?
Clark Kent?
I can't see nothing. So, I mean, the thing is, when you've got superpowers, everybody wants to think that they're going to be a hero, but I don't think everybody'd be a villain, but you'd probably do villainous stuff.
Yeah,
that guy cuts you off in traffic. Oh, you.
Do you not have your road rage controlled?
I mean, not in a city of 7 million people like Metropolis.
I mean, would you really need to drive?
Well, yeah, you don't want people freaking out because they see somebody.
Does Clark Kent drive?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever.
He rides the bus.
That's different.
He's a Metro bus.
How do you have road rage riding the bus?
Bus rage.
Yeah, but you're not driving.
It's still just as bad.
Unless you are, but then that brings about more questions.
Hey, just because you're a superhero doesn't, I mean, like...
You're supposed to be a news reporter.
Well, no. You see,
and then write pieces about yourself.
Here's what most people would do, and I think this is true. If you had superpowers and you were super strong, you'd just be an athlete, and, like, you'd be the greatest of all time, and you just showboat just enough to not get discovered. Because that way you get money, you get power, and that's what most people, unfortunately, would end up chasing.
I feel like most people just wouldn't do anything.
Well, some people would hide. Like, they would just hide the powers
Yeah, that's
completely.
what I'm meaning. Like,
What would you do?
I would definitely
You'd be the hero.
be the hero. That's more of just my personality of helping people.
So you say that.
But I also know that if they tried coming for me, like if I'm helping people, and then I'm not really causing the damage, it just accidentally happens. But then they come after me, like, this man's terrible, even though he saved us.
Well, look
Our
at
City Hall.
Oh my
as a
God.
whole.
We have a perfect example of this. Man of Steel. That end fight. Dude just learned how to use his powers. Had to fight.
That's a little different.
I don't think so.
That's a lot of damage. You can't just flex seal that back in place.
No, you can't. But you're literally trying to save the world. What's one city's?
That is true.
What's one city's destruction versus this guy will make sure no humans ever exist?
A lot of money.
Hey, but that was the thing, right? Like, so he first off he hadn't been Supermaning for a long time and realized how he could.
And the government fought with him though.
And the government fought with him.
So that's kind of different because if they just showed up and then you fought, I think it'd be a lot worse.
But a lot of people hated him for that, even though it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's one person in particular.
I've always said that Superman has never been a good fighter. He sucks at fighting.
Pretty bad.
Because he doesn't have to be good.
He's just got a good wind up.
Yeah, well, you can't hurt him, and he can push you and hurt you. So, he doesn't have to be. So, when he has to fight somebody that's just as strong as him, but actually knows how to fight, he was lucky to have made it out. He was
just more adapted.
Well, he got lucky. He got the headlock.
Does he know how to fight?
Superman's not very good at fighting.
I feel like his dad definitely had to teach him something.
His dad taught him.
He knew to break Zod's neck.
No, his dad. You know what his dad taught him?
Run.
Let me die. Stay there, son. I've got a date with a tornado.
Listen, the dog's alive.
Oh, I'm so glad that the dog's there for the family.
Well, you can't just carry the dad.
I'm just saying, I think I could have grabbed him.
I feel like the dad could have ran and been fine.
Or he could have just moved so fast he could have grabbed his dad and just took off the other way.
Nobody would have saw.
And nobody would have saw nothing. It would have been like, what? He's apparently got Flash level speeds almost.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But definitely most people think they're going to be superheroes. Most people are not going to be superheroes.
I don't think most people will, but...
especially...
Or would, but...
we don't... Let's be more crazy. Let's get out there with it. Jumper. Did you see that movie?
I have not.
Okay, so basically in this universe, certain percentage of people have the ability to teleport.
Right.
And this one kid who really has a problem with sand, Hayden Christensen, is in the movie, and he discovers this power, so he uses it to get money from banks. Now, he doesn't go and clear out $80 million.
Yeah.
Enough to get bound. So he does that. He goes surfing in California for in the morning,
Yeah.
Here, eating lunch on top of the Sphinx.
So he just wastes them.
Well, he just wastes his powers on just living, but that's his power, teleportation. Now, that movie, things happen. He has to end up, fighting for his life, and the life is it gets a little bit more complicated. But until he had that thrust upon him, and that's another thing that makes the hero's journey so well. Most people don't get the hero's journey. Sometimes you're just an average bro, and you have something extraordinarily happen to you, and you go on a journey.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, do you become a hero? Because sometimes the hero's journey makes you a hero when you're not wanting to be a hero.
I feel like you can still be without that. I think it's just
Spider-Man, what set him off from other heroes?
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. He just had his powers.
Or Aunt May, if you're, MCU.
Yeah, we're not. We're Uncle Ben, Team Ben here. Think about it. He had great power. He let the thief get away. He could have stopped him. It cost him his uncle. And from right then and there, he was just not going to stand by if he could help out.
No.
Not everybody's going to have that happen to him.
Yeah, I don't think... But does it really take a journey to become something good, though? I don't think that's necessarily... I think that
Look at how he used his powers.
Good principles.
He used his powers for money until he realized that with great power came.
He only used his powers once, though.
He was a wrestler
Like, for one fight.
in the movie.
He's not really a wrestler for long in the comics either. At least in the original one, he's like
In the car,
like
well, think about this: the
five panels, maybe.
the '90s animated series. He was a wrestler for a while until that day happened. So I'm just saying, it's not like he was going to use his powers for good until he realized that if he doesn't use his powers for good, and the bad things happen, it's his fault.
Yeah, but I mean, still, I don't think you necessarily need a journey to be good. But I don't think people
Well, wait a minute. You see, hold on now. I didn't say he was a bad person.
to save people. I don't think you need to. I don't think you need a journey to be a hero. I think you could just be a hero on your own. But I also think it'd be kind of weird to be a hero, like, if you're the only one, because, like, you're just gonna be doing normal saving stuff, which isn't really necessarily a bad
I
thing.
mean, also, you got to look at the type of hero. I mean, Superman saves the world.
Yeah.
Spider-Man saves New York. I mean, they're two different levels, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
he is really your neighborhood hero.
Yeah.
And Superman tries to save, you know, he goes up into space, does his little meditation, and he can hear the cries of everybody.
Yeah.
And he can go to where the trouble is. You know, he has a lot more power. He would save the world from a comet. If you're Spider-Man and a comet's coming, or an asteroid,
Web it up.
yeah, it's not gonna work.
Not with that attitude.
So I mean, it just depends on your powers, really. But like, say you had Wolverine's powers.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna murder a lot of people.
I mean, not guaranteed.
I'm just saying, your main power is being beat up well and stabbing people.
Good intimidation.
Very good intimidation, but like, you
You don't
know,
have to stab. You could just, like, cut their hands off, taking the hands of the guns of the criminals.
no. Oh my gosh, that is horrible. So, but look at it this way: you're Wolverine. You're basically going, and that's what made him so tragic. He was basically used by the government, turned into a weapon, and he just, you know, he spent most of his
He
time.
was already a weapon. They just
Yeah, he was already a weapon.
really upped it.
They did really up it.
And ultimately killed him, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, we don't want to talk about the sad stuff. But, you know, then you've got powers like, say, you're Storm. You've got the power to control weather. Are you really going to be a hero with a power like that?
Sure. You know, for hurricanes coming.
Well, yeah,
Steer
you
it
can.
away.
Yeah, okay, global warming.
I think it's, yeah.
So you
you
can
could still do some stuff.
you can
You
still
might not
do good.
necessarily be Superman, but you could still do some things that people probably wouldn't even notice. You'd never get credit for, but you'd be still safe.
Bank robbers, lightning blast.
See, but then you'd like blow up the bank unless they're in their car, and then you'd blow up the car, and that hurt other people. So
Hey, I didn't say hero and it was going to be easy. I
just
mean,
put icicles in their tires.
you could do that.
Be a lot simpler. Throw them into a guardrail. Just pick up the car with
Yeah,
like
tornado. You know,
And hold it there till
in the
the cops
X-Men
get there.
in the X-Men cartoon, like one
I
of
could
her
be a hero.
in her
Give
in
me any power set. I could do it.
okay,
Oh boy, you're gonna say something stupid.
Wonder Twins.
Who's my twin?
Well, your sister.
All right. Yeah, we could definitely do it.
Really,
Yeah.
I feel like
You can turn into anything.
Yeah, anything.
Wonder Twin powers activate form of water. I just saved kids in Africa. I'm sharing the hydration.
No, Andrew. I use them because they have lame powers.
Their
The
powers are great, all right?
No, they're not.
The
The
Wonder
best thing
Twins
you
are the
could,
best heroes
the
DC have.
best thing you would have to do is like turn into a giant gorilla. That way you could have
Stop
some
a
stopping
car.
power. Yeah,
They can turn into like anything, right?
I think so.
Yeah, then turn into Superman.
I don't think it works like that.
Well, I mean, still, you can stop a car with a gorilla.
Let's see. What's a really weird power set? Rogue's power set.
I mean, you know,
All you would be doing is like stealing the energy from other people.
I would go and disarm every single nuclear bomb on the planet.
I don't think it works like that.
Why not? You could just touch it. I guess it's living. She drains
It's
life
live.
force.
Yeah, she drains life force, memories,
atoms.
and powers.
I guess Adam's.
So if you have superpowers, she can take those from you, or your life energy, or your memories. She can absorb your personality.
I could absorb criminals' memories and testify against them.
Or, well, Fifth Amendment much?
We'll know the truth. I mean, like, and you know.
See, and there's another thing. Like, you are Superman.
Instead of putting them
Hold
in
on.
jail for 6 years, you could just like take their life force and make them almost die, and then bring them back. Don't like fully kill them, and then boom, prison sentence.
No. You see, that's the other thing. Superheroes, like, would it even be practical? Because, like, hey, this guy beat me up. I was robbing a bank. You know, minding my own business. I robbed a bank, and next thing you know, Superman shows up, beats me up, and now I'm in prison.
But I mean, as long as you don't just like beat him into a pulp to get your point across, as long as you just save lives and you can say self-defense of someone else.
But would slick lawyers end up getting a lot of people off? I think The Incredibles worked on that. Like, I think in The Incredibles universe, they came up. It's like, yeah, you can't just do that to people.
It was Bon Voyage.
So I mean, like, it's really complex to be a superhero because, like, it's not always gonna.
But Mr. Incredible did break his neck. That's a little.
You
don't have to like break somebody's neck to just stop him and.
He didn't mean to. Okay.
Citizen's arrest.
Citizen's arrest.
Just hold him there till the cops get there.
But like at the same time, Superman, like, he became authoritarian.
I mean, when Lois Lane got nuked in front of him.
So that's all it's going to take. All I have to do is nuke your girlfriend, and all of a sudden, Mr. Nice Guy kills all the criminals on their first offense.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think people would like that.
I don't either, but I think at that point we have ways to kill him.
Yeah. Well, do you have any red kryptonite to depower him?
I just need green kryptonite.
That never works. There's always like a catch.
There's always an if.
Yeah.
He's coming like less resistant to it too in every piece of media that gets put out. Like, it's just not as effective as it was. Like, it used to just like.
Yeah, if it was just near him, he'd be like, "Oh no!"
I love like in the like animated movies and stuff when they have it, and then he's like perfectly fine, and they're like, I've got this, and then he's like, now I'm weak because you showed it to me, you guys. And I mean, do you think that like, so if we were Superman, would we have a kryptonite in our theoretical situation?
If you had the powers of Superman, we'd assume the backstory. So yeah, why not?
Yes, I'm from Kansas.
So, I mean, like, then you have people that are not superheroes with superpowers, but they're the Punisher. Like, that guy's not really a good guy.
No.
He murders people.
Everybody.
Pretty badly.
You kill my family, I'm gonna kill. It's John Wick.
John Wick, but Marvel's
original.
Version. And then you have people like Batman, Iron Man, no superpowers, just rich in technology.
I mean, we could have a Batman, maybe. I don't know if anybody's good enough fighter.
Nah, because you can't be Batman because it's just, you'd have to be too good of a fighter. The suit's just too restrictive.
I mean, you just need the cool gadgets. That's what he really lies on.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
We've all seen Adam West's costume. That was Batman.
I need some shark repellent. It's Shark Week.
Listen, Batman is rich. He can make it. He can get it.
Yeah. So, what would be a power that would be really hard? I'll tell you this. What if you had the power of, like, the Phoenix? I mean, basically power to do anything you want.
I mean...
To destroy the moon in the palm of your hand.
I wouldn't.
Well, she wouldn't either, but she did. She didn't destroy the moon.
Well, she died and came back, and it wasn't really her. It was the Phoenix in controlling her body. Like...
The interesting story to that was that when they were writing that story, they wanted Jean to have a happy ending. Okay? Like, at the end of the Phoenix Saga, they wanted her to have a happy ending and have a child and go off with Cyclops. But at the time, the editor of Marvel at the time was, like, under this, still trying to follow that code. Yeah. The comic books code where if a character does evil things, they can't have a happy ending. So, like, that's when they made up the twist Where no, that wasn't really Jean. Jean was in a cocoon under the water, the whole time.
Yeah.
And so that's when they made that twist, and that was just silly. A lot of people hated it.
I mean, I think it makes sense that the Phoenix is in control, though.
Well, I mean, I don't. Yes and no. Like, eventually they flushed it out to where they share control.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Phoenix needs a body's host to reach its full power
Yeah.
and stuff. So
I think if I had the Phoenix powers, one thing I would do is I'd go explore space.
why not the multiverse at that point? Like, I mean, you could explore space. Well, you don't even have to explore space.
I
Explore,
feel like the multiverse would be dangerous, though.
not if
Because you're likely going to find someone else with the same powers as you, and you're in their universe, and then they're going to be like, why are you here? And then fight.
No, because it would be the Phoenix. I don't think the Phoenix Force would fight the Phoenix Force.
Could. I mean, if it's not the Phoenix Force in control.
Okay, that would be one heck of a story.
That could destroy a universe.
The Infinite Phoenix.
I mean, I think we're onto something. Marvel, call us.
So, wrapping things up here, you think it's possible to have superpowers and be a good guy?
I mean, I think it's definitely possible. I think it's just not even with a journey. I think it's just, being a good person. But you also have to accept a few things. Like you said, you're not going to save everybody. You can try. It's not going to work. So you're going to have to be able to accept that as part one.
I just feel like...
And part two is you're going to have to be tough skinned because they're going to come for you.
I feel like a lot of people say that until, it happens. Because a lot of people... And I don't want to be this guy, but, a lot of people will say, oh, I would never cheat. That's horrible. How would you do that? And then... That's because they never got put in a situation to cheat.
Yeah,
and that person.
But
that's
that's kind of different.
Well, no, that's just.
I feel like if you know,
that's people in their mind saying, "I would never do that,"
saying it.
And then they get into the situation to do
but
it.
They don't have a strong, they don't have good morals.
I know. There's unfortunately, Andrew. What I'm trying to
Not
get
everybody
at.
can have rock solid morals like me.
I know,
I get it,
but what I'm trying.
I know I could do it.
I know what I'm trying to get at is we all want to think we have great morals and we are the hero of our own stories. And the sad thing is, I've seen it in enough people.
I think it's different in saying something and being something. I think there's a lot of people who I think would actually be good people. And I think it's really based on strong morals. But you also have to see through the people who just say and act like they have good morals and the people who actually, if say you're somewhere and there's a shooter, right?
Right.
And there's a kid that he's aiming at. And you have the chance to jump in front of that bullet.
You hope you would.
Are you?
You hope you would.
I don't think it's what you hope you would. I think it's really, would you or would you not? And some people, no matter what, a lot of people are going to say, yeah, of course. But when it came down to the moment, would they actually do it? But, yeah. I mean, that's just how I see it.
Okay. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Would you be good? Evil?
Or me?
What are you?
Awesome. I'm Daniel. This is Andrew. And we are Everyday Nerds. Mama was a hoe, a really big hoe. Your daddy was a poser.